What up, people? How you doing? This is Shamar, and
this is the T-Bass Show. Yeah, the T-Bass and Shamar Show.
Man, so it's happy to see everybody again. It's been a minute. We're going to speak about what we normally speak about, and which is...
So, yeah, man, this is the last, this is our last podcast for the year. You know, I feel good about what we got accomplished in 2023. We got some really exciting things coming up for 2024. We definitely want to open up. We're going to talk about, the 2023 hip hop year in review. I mean, that would definitely be a show that we'll talk about. And then we also want to do something on astrology, and we'll have somebody coming in to speak on that. But, today, man, we're going to kind of, we started out talking about our football teams and what they were supposed to do and where we was going to be and all this other stuff, right? And now we there. For my team, it's been a tumultuous kind of season, up and down, but we're 2 games to go, and I'm still trying to get them 9 wins. Mike, I'm still trying to get them 9 wins.
You've been holding on. Hey, we got a shot at it.
We got a shot at it. So we got a win this weekend on the road against the Colts. And if we get that win, I actually think that we'll get the 9. I don't know if we're going to be able to make the playoffs because we need a lot of other stuff to happen in order for that to occur. But I do think if we can, squeak out a win and against the Colts, man. We got Denver the last game, and they benched Russell Wilson, and so I think I can get Henry, my homeboy, who I got the bet with. He like, damn, T, I thought I had that little money in my pocket, but you holding on.
They had that little pulse, that little life, boy. He said it perfect, because I was thinking on Sunday when they was playing the Chiefs, your pulse was like, it was about to go flat. Like,
yeah.
And then when I saw that they won, that little boop, I was like,
so
they got life.
So Michael's son got at me even before the game started, who banging on me, talking about y'all about to take an L, this and that. So I hit him back with the response. I was like, oh yeah, just like your Cowgirls did yesterday or whatever.
He hit you back with, well, I don't see your logo in the playoffs at all. And
yeah. But now our logo is actually in the playoffs.
Maybe.
We're in the hunt. No, listen, the logo is there. It's in the hunt.
It's in the top.
We haven't made it, but and then we got, Michael's team, the Eagles, who,
a lot of people don't like them. Right. And that's been a Philadelphia thing forever. A lot of people don't like the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Hey, it is what it is. But I think they have a shot. There are some issues with the team, but
right.
This is what I would say. And I've been thinking about this a lot in the last 2 days.
Let me hear
how I feel about it.
Uh-huh.
At first, I was like, I don't like the way they're playing. This isn't cool. They may not have a shot at winning in the playoffs playing this way.
Right.
But then I had to take in a lot of considerations that weren't being taken before.
Mm-hmm.
In consideration to last year, the same narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not playing anybody. They have the easiest schedule in the league. Wait and see when they play some actual people. The teams that they played all the backup quarterbacks last year. They didn't really play no real quarterbacks. And so they got to the Super Bowl. And then so this year comes.
Yeah.
They have the hardest schedule in the league.
Okay.
They finished 14-3 last year.
Right.
And now they're 11-4. Basically, if they win out, they only lose one more game.
Right, one more game.
With the hardest schedule.
Yeah.
I have to say, they're looking pretty good actually after all of that.
I mean, so when we get to the end of the season, right? And if you guys end up, what do you say, like 11 and what would it be, like 13-4? It would be 13-4. That's a good record. You're up with the and then this is the real conversation, is that in the playoffs, you just got to play well that day to get to the next week, right? So, but I have been watching Philly. I've been tuning in with them too. I can see what people are saying. They don't have that dominant defense that they had last year. They got some issues there. And yeah, but at the end of the day, it's just about wins.
And this is what kills me about it. Is so we all do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they don't have that dominant defense that they had last year.
Yeah.
They don't have this and that.
Right.
And I'll be like, yeah, that's true. But they're playing better teams.
Yeah.
And still winning.
Yeah.
And we have to consider that maybe the dominance of the defense last year might have been due to the weaker schedule.
Well,
right?
Okay. So
then you play better teams, so it seems like the team isn't as good.
Well,
the truth is you're playing better teams.
Well, it's better teams, and on the defensive side,
yeah, they're not. As
you're not as good.
They're not as good.
I mean, you guys shook up a lot. You gave away a lot. A lot of people.
They're not as good.
They're not as good. And so what they said with the issue, I mean, what's one of the major issues? Your pass rush is not as effective this year, right? Which affects your secondary because your secondary is not quite as strong. So all of that stuff is real, but at the end of the day, none of it really matters because.
Because they're winning.
Because you're winning, you go into the playoffs. And then from that Sunday on, you got to win what 4 Sundays in a row or whatever. So that it's been a lot of surprising stuff this NFL season, man. I'm extremely surprised at the Browns' performance, considering what they had to go through with their quarterbacks, and they just clinched last night, 11 wins. I was like, no, way to go, Cleveland. I've been waiting on y'all to lose. I'm like, I need Cleveland to lose. They just haven't done it. Kind of the same thing with the Steelers. The Steelers, although I think the Steelers will probably fall off over the next 2 weeks. We'll see where they end up. But they're right there. We're like right. I think we're like a game behind the Steelers. So I need them to lose this weekend. Against the who do they play?
Who?
The Steelers. They play
they play another team that needs to win.
They play the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So the Seahawks, I'm hoping that the Seahawks beat the Steelers because I just need the Steelers to take it. I need a few people to lose. We need to win, and then it's all even, and then maybe we can sneak to the party, right? I'll say this, man. If the Raiders sneak into the playoffs, that's definitely a team that you may not want to necessarily see during the first round. It really depends on our offense.
It depends on the team they play.
Because I think who we would draw is, I think we would probably draw Miami, right?
And I don't think Miami wants to see the Raiders coming into Miami. I don't think so. I don't think they do.
But that whole thing is it. I don't think they care, to be honest with you. Like, here's why I say that.
I think they do.
Here's why I say that. I only say that because our offense is so up and down. We don't know from week to week which offense is going to show up, right? And so if we could, like I said, I think I made this comment to you the other day. I was like, I just need the youngster to give me 1 touchdown, like give me 2 touchdowns a game, and I think we can get it done. Give me 2 touchdowns and some field goals, right? That's a touchdown and a half. 1 touchdown and a half, and so that's where I'm at with it. But for us, man, it's not complete. If Antonio Pierce gets these last 2 wins, I definitely think he'll be a shoe-in for the job next year. He's accomplished a lot.
You would think.
Right. He's accomplished a lot.
But this is the Raiders.
Right. And we'll see. Yeah, the front office decisions.
The front office decisions, sometimes you'd be like, are you serious?
Yeah,
because I'm telling you now, whether he wins or not, they are going to shake. Once Belichick gets let go,
mm-hmm.
They're going to do their due diligence to see if that's a fit.
Right.
I think that would be a mistake. I don't think they should make him a head coach.
Right.
In fact, I think Belichick really...
I don't think it'll work, bro. Like, I got to be flat out honest here and give my real opinion. We tried the New England thing. We kind of tried the Patriot way, right? And we saw that the Patriot way, we were just, it seems like the Raider Nation was just a little uncomfortable with the Patriot way. So then we started coming up with, then there's the Raider way, right? And so I don't think that would work. We got a lot of questions to answer, man. I mean, I do like the way O'Connell's performed this year, our young rookie. I think he's done an excellent job. As I assess him with the rest of the rookies who performed this year, I'm like, no, bro, you're right there. But then we got that question mark, right? Do we take a quarterback in the first as our first draft pick?
Absolutely.
Right. Because we got offensive issues. We still got even with O'Connell doing what he's done, and I think he has done a phenomenal job with being a young rookie. Still, we got to get that generational guy, bro.
Dude, the teams that take off,
yeah,
they went and eventually got a generational quarterback.
Right.
So Buffalo, they got Josh Allen. Right.
Yeah.
Chiefs, they went out and got a generational kid.
Mahomes. Right.
Like all these teams that thrive offensively, they got a quarterback that drives that vehicle.
Right.
I can't say that O'Donnell or O'Connell or whatever his name is. I don't see him being.
I don't know, man.
A franchise guy like that.
But he could be. But he's a rookie. He's performed well. He's performed well.
So would you still draft a quarterback? Having a rookie quarterback, would you draft a quarterback?
And see, here's the thing, right? So we just talk about the NFL and sports and how it works, right? We already know that sometimes you go out and you get that generational guy and it's a bust. So there's no guarantees there, right? These are the decisions that the Raiders have to make.
I'm gonna answer yes.
You go
get a quarterback.
I think that's a risk
keep the
you
rookie,
take.
and the reason why you're going to keep the rookie is for the simple fact that if, like you just said, if it's a bust, you got somebody there who knows the system, and he's also not stuck in his ways. He's not a veteran that's going to feel some kind of way because he's sitting on the bench because you done brought in a draft pick.
Right.
Like Garoppolo could conceivably be sitting over there and be like, this is BS. You hired me, paid me this, and now you're going to get a draft pick. But O'Connell, he
feels good.
Yeah.
He feels good.
Yeah.
He's like
whatever.
He's like, I started a lot in my rookie year.
Yeah.
I started a lot. I got a lot of games under my belt, and you know what? And I had us winning. He's got more wins than Bryce Young.
And if I'm the Raiders, I trade away Adams. I'm serious.
Yeah,
I trade him away. And I wouldn't trade away the running back because the running back is hard. They say they're easy to come by because
you
can get him.
Josh.
Yeah, but Josh is nice. I wouldn't get rid of him.
He is nice.
I would.
But even Josh is questionable.
Yeah,
no. Listen.
Would you trade away Adams or Josh? But you know what? The value is in Adams.
Would I change away? I mean, if I had my choice to trade away Adams or Jacobs, I would trade away Jacobs. And I'll tell you why. I think I watched our running game over the past 2 games, and actually these backs that we have in the backfield, I'm like, because here's the thing that I don't like about Josh, and I love Josh Jacobs. Like he's a Raider. He does his thing, but he has these games, bro, where he just don't gain no yardage. He have these 40-yard games, and I'm like, dude, I need a note out of you. You 100-yard running back, And so I'm like, I don't know, man. I think we can get that production with some different backs.
I think you're right, but I think the issue is more of a value.
Right.
If I had a choice, I'd trade away Jacobs. But the problem is the same value isn't in Jacobs as it is in Adams. And so you kind of get left with no choice.
And how do I feel?
I'd rather just get rid of Adams.
And how do I feel about Adams? Here's what I would do, honestly speaking.
If you could get a first-round pick for Adams, would you take it?
No. Because here's the thing. Once again, we're back to that same question. We're back to that same question of just because you take a first-round pick does not necessarily mean this pick is going to pan out. We know what we have with Adams, right? Now, here's what I will say about Adams. Here's how I honestly feel about Adams. I think Adams, we've gotten about 70% of what Adams can do, I know that he's a great receiver, but to be honest with you, his numbers, his production is not great, and I think our offense may actually look better without Adams. Because here's what I think tends to happen when Adams is there. We tend to focus on him, and we forget about the other receivers. We got a few different nice receivers. Right? To me, the Raiders' offense looks better when they're just zipping that ball around to different people, and that's something that they have to learn. That's something I haven't really seen on the games that they've done. They've looked phenomenal. That offense it looks like what it should look like. But when they kind of get one-dimensional, it's just like, dude, like you got to start utilizing your other pieces, and that's what I see from the Raiders' offense.
Do you know where you guys are in the draft this year?
I think we got the 8th pick.
Eighth pick?
I think we like we're in the top. Yeah, I think we got like the 8th pick. I just think we're sitting in the 8th spot.
For sure.
You got to take a QB.
I'm trading Adams.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why. I'm sure they can get a second or even a first round pick out of Adams, depending on the team you trade him to.
Right.
You trade him to the right team, they might be like, oh, we'll give you a first round pick for him. That right there might lead us to like Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, instead of getting rid of their guy, which is one of those brothers. What's the brother? His name is forget his name in the Buffalo, the receiver, Diggs.
Yeah.
Don't get rid of Diggs. Get him a mate. Add to him, but you got to add someone significant, someone that takes away the double team from him.
And why do we want to do that? I'm just saying.
If they're willing to part ways with the first round pick,
right.
If they're willing to part ways with one of their first round picks, you can package up that 8th pick and whatever space in that first round, and get lower like to 5 or to 4. Because some teams take that, they be like, you know what, we'll take 8 and 16,
right,
to get you to 4 or 5,
right.
To get to 4 or 5, now you're guaranteed to get one of those 3 quarterbacks.
One of those top quarterbacks.
One of those, because it's like 3 or 4.
It's about 5.
Yeah, maybe 5.
It's about 5.
You're guaranteed to get one of those at that point.
Right.
And the Raiders need a quarterback.
Right.
I don't care how much we spend O'Connell.
Right. No. That's good to hear your opinion. Here's what I'll also say about Adams. How does he feel? I would want to know.
I don't care.
Yeah, but I do care. Because here's the thing. You do have a good receiver, and I'm like, I don't know if you can get that information out of a player. I don't know if players actually give up that information, but the conversation I would want to have with Adams was, how do you feel about being with the Raiders? Like, are you comfortable here? This is what we want to do, and this is what we're looking at to help the offense. Because guess what? To your point, if you don't trade Adams and then you keep him, and I like our receiving core, to be honest. I just feel like with our receiving core, we don't know how to utilize our receiving core. And that comes from the coaching staff and the play callers, right? But I do like our receivers. Then you go just get that quarterback. And you see, because you got your receiving core there, So, but here's my issue with Adams. Are you happy here, and do you want to be a Raider? Because he has expressed his frustration before, and I get that part. I get the fact that he's frustrated because he wants to be a winner. But are you frustrated enough where do you want us to trade you, or do you think we can make this thing work? So that's how I feel about Adams, bro.
I'm gonna approach this particular problem from business.
Okay.
I don't generally like treating people as assets because it kind of leads into a whole the slaves type of thing.
Right.
But in this case, I don't care what he feels like.
Right.
He's an asset.
Yeah.
In order for this team to get better, I might need to trade a really good piece to do that.
No, I got that.
I don't have a lot of those pieces. I am not trading away Crosby.
Right. Hell no. That ain't never happened.
You're not getting him.
Never.
Right? So then who are the other blue chip players on this team that I could think to even try to do this? Well, you got the running back, Jacobs, who I think made a 2nd round pick, 3rd round pick maybe for him. because he's a running back.
I mean, Jacobs.
So and then Adams, who's a receiver,
Right.
and he's a really good one.
Right. He's a Hall of Fame receiver.
Maybe a second or first, depending on how they spin it and who they go to. So, like I said, if I'm the Raiders,
Or you keep him.
And take a chance at 8, and maybe you still get that quarterback at 8.
And so the prognostication was that the Raiders would actually probably take the Washington kid.
Penix Jr. or something.
Yeah.
And that's who I hope they end up with, because
Like,
I don't think they'll get Caleb Williams.
No. We're not getting Caleb Williams. We're probably not getting one of the first 2 picks. But you got a lot of quarterbacks in this. You got a lot of quarterbacks in this class, and that's fine. So I don't know. So I mean, So once again,
I like that Washington.
I'm gonna tell you who.
I like that Washington.
I'm gonna tell you who is on the trading block for me, and he's one of my favorite guys, Hunter Renfrow. I'm like, Hunter, you may not like. I need a better slot receiver. I need a guy. I need a. And Hunter Renfrow was one of my favorite, like a season or 2 seasons ago. He was one of my favorite Raider receivers. But I'm like, I just need more out of you.
I've never been a Hunter Renfrow.
I mean, I like him, bro. I mean, huh?
He's dispensable.
So in my mind, you keep Mayer and you keep Adams and you improve in Renfrow's position. I like our young Notre Dame tight end. I like him, so you keep him. And then this new kid that they got, Trey Tucker or whatever, this new receiver, number 11. I'm like, I don't know, man. You guys, like,
because receivers, man, those guys, you can get a receiver out of Appalachian, Mississippi, whatever. These guys like Jerry Rice and these guys be coming from small schools.
Right.
Like when you start looking at all these star receivers, a lot of them don't come from Florida or these big schools.
Ohio State.
Some of them come from really small schools.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Alabama and all these, they do have stud receivers or whatnot, and I get it, but at a time, there's always at least 2 to 3 receivers on the field.
Right.
So you're always going to have receivers aplenty in the draft. You only have 1 quarterback on the field. And I think that's the most important position for them right now. That's the part they have to solidify.
No. I think they need to solidify that. And they need to go for a person who they feel like is going to be there 10 years. Like I want a quarterback who I can get 10 seasons out of. I mean, because Mahomes, how long has Mahomes been? Mahomes is in what, his
like 6th or 7th or 8th
I think
year,
it's like his 8th year, right? He's in his
and then he
8th
signed
year.
a 10-year contract, which
Right.
I thought was smart.
So he's gonna be there forever.
Yeah, which was smart to me. I like his approach. You know what? I'll take shares along with money.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, see now, I've been asking that question for a very long time.
What's that?
Why don't players ask for shares? You know what? To save money for the team.
Yeah.
That way we have money to spread around to keep star players or to get them.
Yeah.
How about I get shares of the team along with pay?
Yeah.
In order to be able to stretch the money.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And that's plus just generational. That's money that I'm making beyond basketball, football, or whatever sport. Right. I would do that. Like, can I get 2%, 3% of the Chiefs, 2% of the Chiefs? And then pay me this, and that way you're able to keep the money and spread it throughout the organization. But some players aren't like that. I also like the Lamar Jackson approach. I want to go on. I would love to see Lamar Jackson. If Philadelphia doesn't win the Super Bowl,
right,
I would love to see Lamar Jackson win that.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he bet on himself and his mom.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I don't want an agent. I could be my own agent, or I could have my mother do it for me."
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then moms turn around and then usher in a contract for Jalen Hurts. Right. I don't know what moms does for a living.
Right.
But I love that approach.
Yeah.
I love that approach. And a lot of people despise that. He shouldn't be doing that on his own. He needs to have somebody to help him.
If you have a team around you that can get it done, I mean, yeah, that's smart. You know, but you can also get yourself into trouble too, because this kind of stuff is extremely tricky. But
this is true, but people are in trouble with agents,
and they are in trouble with agents.
And you get agents that really doodle a person. You be like, what the?
Right.
How did you not like? The agent may be accepting or not accepting stuff, and you don't even know that stuff is being accepted or not accepted.
Right.
And
that's unethical.
Right. And this happens often in the leagues. And the way that the brother bet on himself, that, to me, I've been saying that a long time ago. If I was an athlete, I would either put myself through school for accounting, put a relative through school for accounting, somebody I know, and then have whoever that is be my agent.
Kind of like how LeBron did it.
Yeah, the exact same way LeBron did it.
LeBron had his team.
That way you keep it within your team, within your family, within your... Why am I paying some strange person that I don't know to do all this work when I could literally... I could put people through school to do that work for me. Friends that I know that will be like, hey, bro, I'll do it. Right. But I can't have you just do it. I need you to go get...
Right, you need to be certified.
You need to be certified to do this for me. But I'm multi-millionaire. Don't worry about that. I'll put you through. If you're willing to do it, I'll put you through school to do it. Oh, I got you, player. Fair. He does what he does. Yeah. That's how I'm working it.
Hey, speaking of LeBron, so I'm waiting on that AD T-shirt. I just ordered myself a nice little AD T-shirt for the for the holidays. I was like, I was a little frustrated with Golden State, just everything going on with them. Just with their personnel, man. It's like, man, and not so much guys. Draymond, get your head in the game, bro. Like, you only got a few more shots at this, and you wasting time. I mean, this dude didn't miss so many games because of suspensions and this and that. And so I'm like, I don't know. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm still rocking with the Warriors, but I'm honestly speaking, I'm rocking with two teams. I started off just rocking with the Warriors, but now I'm like, I'm rocking with the Warriors and the Lakers, man, because Golden State, you got me a little frustrated, man. Like, I'm like, come on, guys, like, you guys doing this bonehead stuff.
I think it's over.
Yeah. I mean, and that's fine. That's fine. No, that's fine. But I'll say this. It doesn't have to be over. You guys just got to get your head in the game. I don't know if they're championship caliber, though.
The championship run is over. Right. But here's the deal. And I said to myself, good job. Yeah. I looked yesterday. The NBA's most valuable team is not the Lakers.
Right.
It's Golden State. It's $7 billion.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Over the Knicks?
Over everyone.
Wow.
And I said to myself, wow.
Yeah.
Now that's how you do it.
Right.
Like, championships are great, and that's what you want. This is how you got that worth.
Right.
But in the end of the day, you want your team to be worth something relevant. And they've amassed enough money to be
I don't know
worth more than just about every team.
Hey, but listen. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I agree, like, you do want your team to be worth something, but it's like the Knicks, right? The Knicks always have a high value. Like, they're one of the most high value teams in the NBA, but they rarely win, and it's like.
But as an owner,
But I'm not. Yeah. But listen. From an owner standpoint, if you're playing the money game, that's fine. But if you're talking about from a fan,
I'm talking about from an ownership point of view.
Yeah.
As a fan, you want ships. You don't care about their worth because you're not the one making the money. Right. But as an owner, like Golden State, that team wasn't one of the Fortune 500 clubs
they weren't at all.
And to be at the
that's
top
a small
now,
market.
That means that the ownership, from all the way down, they have done an excellent job.
Right.
at putting that team on the map. So now when Curry and all these dudes leave, your team is in a position of having a winning organization, having a winning
and to keep it going,
and to keep it going.
No, because before Steph came and they established that success, nobody wanted to even be a Warrior.
Right.
Like if you got drafted by the Warriors, dude, that was like getting drafted by the Pistons or something like that. You know, and now people want to be a Warrior.
Right.
They're like,
you come out the draft hoping to.
Right.
I hope the Warriors pick me.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing.
Because we could push the restart button on this and get it going again.
And now they have the money too.
Right.
Because some organizations don't have the money.
Well, you know where a lot of that value comes from too, dude, is they built that stadium. Stadiums is how you instantaneously.
Home value.
Yeah, I mean, stadiums is how you instantaneously take the value of your team, your organization to a higher level. Same thing with the Raiders. The Raiders went to Vegas. Yeah. They built that stadium. Now you're $7 billion, $6 billion, how much ever billions of dollars.
You're right.
You know, so that's the Clippers.
Jerry Jones figured that formula out.
Yeah.
When he built his stadium in Texas.
Right.
And then I was like, well, when they said how much he was projected to make, I was like, dang. But then they started to say, well, I think people misunderstand. A lot of that money ain't generated from the football team.
Right.
He's got like a few clubs inside the stadium.
Right.
There are concerts.
Right.
WWE wrestling.
Right.
All sorts of stuff happening in that stadium.
Yeah.
Which gets attributed to him because he owns the stadium.
Right.
And it would appear that the Cowboys are making all that money.
Right.
But it's really just Jerry Jones making a lot of money through what you just said, the stadium itself.
Oh yeah.
And the Warriors, man, I saw that and I was low-key proud.
Yeah,
I know I'm not part of the ownership or anything, but I was low-key proud. I was like, all right, that's how you do that.
Right.
That's how you do that. I wasn't expecting to see that name up there.
Yeah. Me either. And I wasn't even looking for it, but because I know like a few of the valuables. Like I said, I know that the Knicks is always high value. The Lakers are always high value.
Like right there, and the Lakers are right there.
Yeah.
And I was expecting the Lakers and the Knicks to be like, literally, which they are, in the top 5.
Right.
But to see the Warriors there, I was like, damn, not only are they there, they like, I think they're I want to say they're the number 1 team. I want to say they're worth the most.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
And so that said, the championship run is probably still. I think it's over. I think they should start trading players to get.
You got to get back to it. You got to put something else together. But the whole Clay, Draymond, Curry.
Would you trade them?
Would I trade
Clay and Draymond?
Yes.
Clay, not or Clay or Clay and. Would you trade both of them? Maybe not together, even if it's separate or together. However, would you trade?
because it's time to break it up, right?
It is.
Like it's time to break that up. You're gonna have to reimagine it around Steph Curry.
Would you consider trading Curry?
No. Why would you do that? If you trade Curry, Curry is the catalyst for it all. So, who you gonna get for Curry? Who you gonna get to?
You're gonna get a mountain for Curry.
I don't know, dude. Like Curry is in the GOAT conversation at this point. And no, I'm just saying. Like, so if you blow that up, I just don't know how you would. I don't know how you would replace it.
Well, if you trade Curry, then that means you're willing to trade everybody.
Right.
So, if you're willing to trade Curry, then that means that Clay is up for grabs, Draymond is up for grabs. This is a complete blow.
Well, I think.
And if you trade all of them,
you
get a lot of worth back.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I really don't. I can't answer that question because it's like, how do you it took them a long time to get to that position where they were a competitive team. Who could even make the playoffs, and so you got to be careful with blowing it all up because you can also blow it up for the next 20 years. Like,
you can, but you can also take the approach that Boston did.
Yeah.
And Danny Ainge, man, I thought he was smart because how long has it been for them? A good 8-9 year running this,
Yeah.
and they're still super young,
Right.
and they still got picks.
Yeah.
So what they eventually they just kept trading and kept getting draft picks,
Okay.
draft capital.
Right.
And then you have all these great players, but you're trading good players for draft capital to pick up better players.
Right.
And if you keep over a space of time trading for this piece, drafting this piece, you'll eventually piece together a good team.
Yeah.
Or a great team.
Right.
You'll keep a good team, but you can piece together a great team. And I think that if the Warriors were, I wouldn't trade Curry, but it wouldn't be out of the consideration. Like I would if depending on what I
nothing is ever but Mike, you tend to take that controversial approach too.
Yeah, I do.
like that's an approach. Even with Philly, your squad, right? I was like, yeah, you guys will kind of okay. So like for instance, let's get back to that. What you guys had last year, you was like, I'm not spending on this, and I'm not spending. I'm like, shit, I'm spending on it all to keep it all in place so I can get a.
They didn't have the money to.
Okay, so I mean, if you don't have the money, you don't have the money.
Right. But so you gotta let people go.
Right. But what I'm saying is that. Yeah, I'll buy a championship if I have to. Like
the only way to buy
I'll buy a championship
is either you buy it all outright, go get a star player to play with these star players, which ain't gonna work anymore because your star players are like all long in the tooth.
Right.
So if you keep one of them, which was likely Curry,
right,
then you pair him up with young guys.
No, and that's what the Warriors are doing.
They need to pair him up with young guys,
like,
but you need young studs, and they're not getting young studs. They're just getting a bunch of guys.
I don't know. This Porzingis kid, he's supposed to be good. One of the shooters. He's a guard. So I guess he's the replacement for Jordan Poole, right? He's the replacement for Jordan Poole. So I mean that's what the Warriors are doing, bro.
You name some guy I ain't never heard in my life.
Because he's young. Because this is his first year, second year. You probably haven't heard.
If I'm looking at them, if I'm looking out, there's a bevy of players that are better.
Right.
And one player, Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
I think Miami would part ways with Tyler Hero if Draymond and Klay Thompson are involved in the trade. I think that they would give away Tyler Hero and possibly another in order to get Draymond and Klay Thompson.
Okay.
And you pair Draymond, Klay Thompson with Jimmy and their guard.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, because the Heat they're already a team that no one thinks could win. Yeah. And they've been that way and they still win.
Right.
You add championship caliber players on there, now they're a threat.
Yeah.
And I think that they would be willing to get rid of Hero and another. And then you pair Hero up with Curry, and then say Hero, you get Draymond, because it has to be worth. Because Draymond's getting paid a shitload of money, and so is Klay. Right. But Hero's getting played nice.
I don't know how. I mean, I know Klay's getting played nice, but I think Klay is actually in up. That's one of the conversations about Klay is. Are we going to renew this? Or are we going to trade him?
They should trade him to get more value. They can't just let him walk. Now you get nothing. Right. So I'm not letting you walk out the door for free.
No.
Or I'm trading you. I'm getting something out of you.
Right.
It's still a business. Right. I'm trading you, and then I'm trading Draymond just off GP. You gotta go.
Right.
Get rid of those two. Go to a team that is wanting to win now. That you can't send them to teams that don't want to. First of all, Draymond ain't gonna play.
Right.
First of all, he's gonna be like, I don't want to go.
Right.
So you send him to Miami.
Let's go get it, Jimmy.
Let's go get this.
Right.
There's quite a few teams out there that send them. Try to get some of those youngsters maybe out of Memphis. You're not getting Ja.
Right.
But maybe a Desmond Bain. I think that's his name, the young guy, the little young buff light skinned dude.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can get him for Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Maybe, or maybe not Klay, but maybe Draymond and somebody else, another young guy on the team. I'm not saying that that's a good team, but they have to be starting to think that way. If you're thinking, well, we're just going to let this thing ride out and let them retire,
Yeah.
Then you're not looking at the future, and then, in my opinion, they won't be good in 4 years.
Right. And that's the whole thing, trying to keep the momentum. But no, man, hey, listen, we talked about a lot today, and yeah, we're gonna continue this conversation on the NBA because we're gonna be rolling into that season. We got the playoffs coming up for the NFL, so you probably definitely gonna be hearing from us. About the NFL playoffs. That's gonna be exciting. And I just want to take a minute to wish everybody a happy, prosperous New Year going into 2024. I hope that 2024 manifests everything that you're hoping for.
Yeah. And once again, don't talk about it.
We're gonna be about it.
Be about it.
Be about it.